is Karen from BobbleHeadKnits, and this is a knit and natter. So, a few things before we start. If you hear that noise, it sounds like grating. My husband is making compost in his little portable composter, and my husband is right across the room from me along with the dogs, so there might be noise, and there's no guarantee a kid won't walk in also. What I am knitting today, hold on, let me do that stitch. I'm knitting on my basic Summerlee sock using Hue Loco. It is, see, that'll go into focus, there it is. The, both the yarns are Hue Loco. The brown and turquoise is Yes I Canon, and it's just their merino sock base 80/20, which I have decided is my favorite sock base. The green is their pear color, and I am using the basic sock pattern out of Summerlee's new sock project book. I think that's the name of it, the sock project. It's on my computer, so I have to keep looking down. Actually, I don't really have to keep looking down because I do know how to knit socks. So, alright, so the knit and natter is just something I do. I try to do it every month, but it doesn't always happen on schedule, and we'll see how we do here. I really hope that that sound is not too annoying, but it's just life in my house. So, all right. Oh, it is my birthday week. My birthday was yesterday. Had a lovely day. I will tell you that I just sat around knitting all day. I did go out, but if you want to know more details and what kind of cool gifts I got, you will have to watch my next regular episode, which will be out Friday or Saturday. I'm not sure which one, probably Saturday. So, I turned old. I was already old, but add another year into oldness. So, what am I doing today? It's Tuesday, and it's the March 26th, and I actually got up and decided I would go do one of those, if you have Too Good To Go, I think is the name of it. It's an app where you can find restaurants locally that have discounted yesterday's offerings and you can buy them relatively cheap, and they're still good, but because of health code and all that, they can't sell them in the shop past a certain point, and so they're trying to get them out the door rather than throw them in the trash, which is where sadly a lot of it ends up. I have never done this before. I heard about this app from Allie at Little Drops of Wonderful. She lives in Kent in the UK, and so I looked, and we do have that app, and I've never done anything with it. Mainly, I don't know, I just felt a little bit like, well, a few things. I did not want to take food from if places were donating to homeless shelters, and then I realized the places on this restaurant aren't probably doing that. Of course, or the places on the app. And then, I don't know, just, you know, you don't know what you're getting. You pay up front and you don't know what you're getting, and I was just kind of not sure if it would be good or not. So, but I did it finally today. I did it from this place called We Need Donuts, Need, K-N-E-A-D. And they said you could get any leftover pastries or even burritos, but most likely donuts. And so I was like, well, donuts sound good to me. So I was all set that I was going to get donuts, and I went over. I actually got in the car, which I also don't very often do, but I was like, it's not that far. If the weather had been nicer, I could have ridden my bike, or technically I could have even walked, but I drove over there, and the place, it wasn't busy, it was easy to park, all that. I got the bag. Turns out it was breakfast burritos. Nicely though, she did offer me, the woman there offered if I wanted vegetarian breakfast burritos or bacon breakfast burritos. So I went for the vegetarian because I'm trying not to eat bacon too much. And but then I was still thinking I wanted a little pastry or something. So I actually stopped on the way back at the dreaded Starbucks, only because I have had like 500 points with them. So I was able to get a venti latte and like a croissant thing for free this morning. So did that. Went to Starbucks yesterday also because I had a free birthday drink. So. All right, still drinking my coffee. It's like 11:48, so you think I'd be done now, but I'm not. I don't know, it just wasn't hitting the spot, but it's fine. It's coffee. I'm gonna eat my breakfast burrito for lunch in a little bit, but I'm not hungry yet. My dog is dancing around. You can't see him. He's dancing around over here because he's trying to get me to open the patio door, and it's cold, and I'm not gonna open the patio door. We had a snowstorm yesterday. You kind of, well, maybe a little, actually on that roof over there, there is snow, you can see, and back a little bit, maybe a little down there. We didn't get a huge amount, and it's also because it has been so warm here, like none of it is sticking on the sidewalks or streets. It just melts, but it was a good little, spring snowstorm. So, and today is nice, but it is chilly out. So I'm not opening the patio door, because if I open the patio door and let the dog out, then if I close the door so that it's not cold in here, Obi, will whine. He wants the door open. He wants to be able to go in and out. And I'm like, nope. So, back to the breakfast burritos. I got 2 of them. It was $6 for 2, which I was like, that's what I would normally pay, I think. Like, I don't know, I haven't bought breakfast burritos like to go in a long time. But apparently they're really like, I think it was like 17 or no, it was they were like $11 each if you bought, $11 or $12 each if you bought them fresh. So yeah, excuse me. What else? I had a good weekend. I'll tell you about it if you want to know about the weekend and all that stuff. I'll tell you a little bit now. It was good. We watched our grandson. We had a party for our stepson. If you want to know all the details and stuff, go back and watch last week's regular vlog, which I talked about it. But yeah, good weekend, all that, and yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to make sure I'm not. I'm on the gusset. Okay, I've already done. I'm just like I picked up the stitches. I'm doing the decreases. So I've actually got 2 socks going. The other one, hang on, is right here, and I haven't done the heel flap there, but this one I'm determined to finish these before the weekend. This coming weekend, I mean. Easter weekend. This March has just flown right by. Okay, talking about knitting a little bit. I noticed that there are advent calendars going on sale. Like pre-order a lot of them. Some places already have them, and then some will go on pre-order April 1st. I'm really on the fence about buying an advent calendar again. It's just a lot of yarn. It's fun though. I think I might, I'm kind of leaning towards just getting the Freckled Whimsy, doing like a monthly, or not a monthly, a weekly advent, but doing it myself in the form of like the Freckled Whimsy one, and then there are other places that do like one skein of yarn for the holidays, so, or for advent. So I'm leaning towards that. I don't know, we'll see. I might order the Freckled Whimsy one. Does go on sale, the pre-order April 1st, so that's next week. But I don't know, I've looked at like a Homespun House and a few other places, and I don't feel the need, or I don't know, maybe because it's like, it seems like I just opened an advent, and I did. So yeah, we'll see. I'm just, maybe I won't pre-order anything. Well, I kind of mucked up a stitch on my heel, on my heel turn. Oh, I don't know what that is. My husband's beeping over there for playing music. I'm not gonna worry about it. I can fix it later. I think it was, I don't know if you could see it. Do you see that weird little jog right there? Yeah, I don't know. Not worrying about it. Other thing, I know a lot of people have started the Mystery Knit Along with Helen Stewart. They're doing a shawl. I've seen the like first clue, and it's a round start, so it's another thing that I am not feeling the need to do, because shawls, y'all, I just don't wear them. I might do like, I know hopefully Stephen West will do another Mystery Knit Along with socks, and I'll do that one because that was in the summer, but I don't know, not feeling the shawl thing. What else? Yeah, I have looked at some yarn, but I have not bought any. I did get yarn for my birthday, which I will show you on my regular blog Saturday. Yeah, but not a whole lot, and at the rate I'm knitting, March is looking like I will have a greater, I've used more yarn than I have bought, so that's good. Well, I already have, so as long as I don't fall off the wagon. So I've been reading a lot, you know, I'm just really feeling, oh, this morning, in addition to my going outside, which I rarely like to do, but I did, I got in the car and I drove myself. So I got a new work computer. I'm off right now, I'm in the off season of work, but they sent me a new computer. They actually sent it to me last week, but I finally got around to trying to set it up. And for some reason, my 5G network, it wouldn't let me log on to with the new computer. And then I have all these instructions I have to follow to actually log on to it, like once I'm on the network. So I got on our slow network, and then I went to log on and set it up for the first time. And it asked for my password. I put in my password and it wouldn't work. So I have to call the company's IT people to have them help me. Did it multiple times because I was like, I know my password, it should work. I didn't have I don't know, I felt like I've been dealing, like, I had enough disruption in my morning. I didn't want to actually call anyone and get on the phone and start talking to people. So I set that aside, I'll do it tomorrow. My company is a very big company and they have an excellent IT department. They're super nice. They never once have said you're an idiot, which I guess that's their job not to say that, but yeah, I don't know. I just, didn't feel like talking to anyone this morning except for you guys and my husband. So we are in the final kind of stages of our vacation planning, our big summer trip. My husband is doing all the legwork, but things have changed. They've gone back and forth and back and forth, but we have finally decided what we're going to do and when and where and with who and all that. So we had, I don't want to get too much into it, but we had some big plans that I don't think one of the big things we had planned, well, I know one of the big things is not going to happen. The other one, I'm pretty sure it's still going to happen, but there were two things that were big things, and one of them, it's just better that it doesn't happen. And then the other one, I'm pretty sure is still gonna happen, but I'll fill you in. I'm being cryptic because I feel like it's still too far away to talk about it. And until everything's finalized, I don't want to tell you and then have it change again, because I've already done that twice. Oh my gosh, my dog. Now he's looking at me. He's the cutest little, I have two dogs. One of them is a Boston Terrier. He's got a little like Elvis thing going, the lip, and he's doing it to me right now, trying to get me to open the door. And I refuse to do it, Obi. Go sit down. Go sit down. Sit down. No, it's not gonna sit down. I've had two friends, well, yeah, I've had a couple people that I know that they're friends and they've had things happen with their dogs in the last 24 hours. One is Alex from my yarning corner. Her dog is okay, but Ruby, her little pug, was really sick yesterday. And they think she got in, like ate a mushroom or something in their yard. And then another friend of mine, her corgi actually had to be put down last night. Felt really bad for her. I don't know her dog, if her dog was like how old, but I don't think it was a young dog. I think it was an older dog. So sad. These animals become our family, and it's a terrible thing. I am really glad though that Ruby is okay. Alex's pug, cute little pug. So my dog's like over here dancing for me just to get up and open the door. Like, nope. Oh, I finished this great book yesterday. Circe is the book. I don't know, let me see if I can tell you the author. I just really loved this book, and it's not for everyone. It's by Madeline Miller, and it's kind of like the retelling of the like mythology of the Greek gods and all, but it's not a retell, well, kind of kind of a retelling. And it's a really good, just beautifully written book. And it was a huge book, but very good. And I read it on my Kindle. And yeah, if it's not for everybody. I mean, it's not really. Okay, sorry. I'm distracted because I'm looking at this stitch now that I mucked up, and I'm like, it kind of looks bad. But it's on the back of my heel, like the bottom of my heel, basically. No one's gonna see it. Yeah, it was a big like bestseller a few years ago, or maybe last year. I can't remember exactly when. Maybe I could look it up, but that would really. Oh, I didn't notice this. Okay, well, it was 422 pages, and I finished it, and I just realized that there's a whole like cast of characters at the end of the book, and that lists all the gods and how they related to Circe, like how they were related and all that. And I didn't read that part, but I don't know that I'm gonna bother and go back. I feel like, yeah, we're good. Yeah, but just a really good book. So let's see. I was trying to see when it came out. Well, Madeline Miller she grew up on the East Coast of the US, and I was really impressed by her writing and her, you read her work, and it really just like placed you in the story. So those are always good books to read, those kind of books. So alright, the other book I'm reading right now is The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. He's it's an Irish author, Irish book. I will be honest with you, I love the book, but I have one major issue with it that is a huge issue. This book is like a national book award. I mean, it's won awards, and everyone was talking about it at the end of the year. Well, they don't use punctuation. The writer, Paul Murray, the writer, did not use punctuation. He has a little bit of punctuation, but the bulk of the book, not punctuated. I have an issue with that. Really, it's driving me nuts. I'm about halfway through the book, so I'm not going to give up. But, I mean, the story itself is good, but the lack of punctuation just irritates me to no end. Punctuation matters, people. Yeah, but it's still good. It's just, I actually just put down another book that I started reading and realized there was no punctuation. I was like, no, not doing it. And this one, I got too sucked into it, and now I can't put it down. And every time I pick it up to read, I start complaining to myself in my head. I'm like, there's no punctuation, commas and periods, and yeah, just irritating me. But the story itself is good. So I don't even want to say he's a good writer. He is a good writer, obviously, but the lack of punctuation, come on, people. This, I know, he's writing for the generation that grew up with text messaging and all the, social media and stuff, where punctuation they don't care about. But I care about punctuation, so I wonder if my husband's actually listening to me. He just smiled, so I know he is, but he's just working over there. But he's not working. He's retired. I don't know. Are you writing, or are you working? Oh, he's writing. He's a writer. So he is writing and trying to pretend like he's not laughing at me. So, what else? I have not been knitting. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've been knitting a little bit on all my projects, just a little bit on each one every day, which is not the way to do it for me. That means I will take forever to get them done. I really have to like just focus on one project and get it done, and be a little bit more monogamous. But the last few days have been so busy that I haven't done that really. But I'm going to be monogamous with these socks and get them done before the weekend, so before I vlog again. And I'm really close. I mean, now I'm on the easy part. Well, almost. I'm doing the decreases, but I will be getting to the point where it's just round and round and round. So this yarn, I have never really paid attention to sock yarn before. Like, I didn't really care the like 75-25 or 70-30 or 80-20. Like, that's the amount of wool to nylon, and I've never paid attention. But then I started knitting with this, which is 80% wool, 20% nylon, and this is my favorite, I have decided. Unfortunately, well, not unfortunately, I bought a bunch of yarn, of sock yarn over the last few years that I don't have any clue what, I mean, I just randomly bought it. I wasn't looking at content, you know, wool and nylon content, so I have no idea how much of it might be 80-20 or how much, you know, what it is. I'm doing that whole lucky dip thing where I reach into my big old bag of sock yarn and I pick some yarn to knit with every month, whether it's socks or hat, whatever, you know, it's just sock yarn, and I can knit hats with it too. So I have not, you know, I've just got a mishmash of yarn right now. But I think in the future, should I be buying sock yarn, if the option is there to buy 80-20, I will buy 80-20. So I did look on, I think, Freckled Whimsy's site, and they didn't, I don't think they had 80-20. I'm not positive. I don't want to go look right now because then I'll get sidetracked and you won't see me and I won't be knitting. So, what else? I am knitting on my t-shirt, my Tosta tee, and I did a big chunk of the yoke yesterday, but that's one that I really just need to get on, because despite the snowstorm yesterday, I think like the next 2 months will be the perfect weather to wear that t-shirt, so I want to get it done. So, and I'm trying to think what I'm going to cast on after I do this, after I finish. Well, I know obviously socks will be cast back on, or a hat of some kind, depending. But after I get that toasted done, or even the Pierre pullover, which is my other sweater project right now, I don't know what I'm going to cast on. We'll see. I'm, you know, drawing from the door, the project bag door, and so it just kind of depends. So on how I'm feeling and what's going on. So the dog has given up. The dog is now sitting with my husband. Both of them are. The one is sitting looking out the window. We live in a high-rise, so they like to sit on the window sills and look outside. So they have a big world to look at out at. So what else? I started watching this video. I can't even know who the vlogger was. He did this thing about the morality and ethics of knitting and the yarn and all that. And I try to be conscious of things like superwash. You know, it uses a lot of water. There's a lot of chemicals. There's, you know, that kind of thing. But I don't know, I just was like, can we just not have the drama? I just want to knit. I don't really want to get into the drama of it, you know? So I watched about 10 minutes of this person's vlog, and there's been other people doing like rebuttals and stuff, and I'm like, I just don't even want to. So I gave that up. I did something wonky. Actually, I know what I did. I picked up, or I knit the back of, or the bottom of my heel a little bit longer than it said to in the pattern. So it just looks, if you look right here, let's see if you can see how it kind of sticks out a little bit there, past the edge of the gusset there. Yeah, I don't know if that made sense. Doesn't matter, again, it's the heel. So I will not have enough of the green yarn, of the pear yarn, to do the toes in the contrasting color, but that's okay. I mean, that part is in my foot, right? So it won't matter. What else we have? I think it's in 2 weeks. Don't quote me on that. We have the Interweave. Used to be Yarn Fest, but I think they are calling it something else now. That's in Loveland, Colorado, so like an hour away or so, maybe. Not far. It's just up the highway, really. I've gone in past years. They have classes, and then they have demonstrations, and they have yarn market, and, you know, a regular marketplace and all. But because I'm doing the low buy year with all my yarn stuff, I'm like, yeah, I don't really think this would be a good year to go. Also, you know, like, I've taken classes there. The classes are really, I think, very expensive. And I think also the problem with them is because there's so many people. Like, I took one and I was really hoping to get a lot out of it, and the instructor got kind of shanghaied by one particular person in the class, and we never got through everything we were supposed to get through. And I just was like, you know, for that kind of money, I almost feel like I would rather take either a private one-on-one with somebody, or just pay like online. You can pay online to do the like Vogue knitting and things like that, where I could go back and, you know, rewatch things or whatever, you know. But yeah, that one I was not that impressed with it. So I don't really want to go there to take classes, so I would only be going to buy yarn, and that's not a good thing for me right now. So, oh, getting back to that work computer I got. So, well, first of all, I am a Mac person, but my work does Windows computers. So I got the computer, and the new computer is really nice, but they've added, like, I didn't have this on my old Windows computer. It's like a 10-key number pad to the right, but there's no like division. It's just part of the keyboard. So I put my hands on it, and I'm trying to log in and all that, and I'm hitting the wrong keys because I'm not like in the right placement. I'm hitting the numbers, so that's gonna take some getting used to. I was like, why did they do that? Like, I don't need numbers. I mean, I'm sure they thought I did, but I can use the numbers at the top. I don't need a 10 key. So yeah, that is kind of like great. I'll get used to it, but it was annoying. I was like, oh, you know, nice computer. Maybe I should switch over my home computer to Windows. And I was like, no. I like my personal computer the way it is, which is a Mac. I do need a new Mac, but not anytime soon. Maybe next year, or maybe for Christmas. I don't know. We'll see. I am getting hungry, so I hope that burrito is good. We have really no big plans the rest of the week. We have Easter. We've been invited to my daughter-in-law's, our daughter-in-law's, it's her brother and sister-in-law. They have a Easter thing every year, so we will go to that. But otherwise the rest of the week is just kind of hanging out, which is good because last week was too busy. I think every day we were out and about. So today I just am taking it easy. So hang on, I gotta make sure when you do the decreases on the gusset, I've been known to lose track and put the decrease in the wrong place. So I am gonna have to count at some point, but I think I'm okay right now. Let me see, hang on, 2. Yeah, it should be okay. Is that right? I'll just count after this round. Sorry. Let's see. I was watching Allie at Little Drops of Wonderful. She was doing like a maker's week, like all of her making in a week, and she ended up between hormonal stuff and she got sick with a cold that her daughter gave her. She didn't get to do much making, so, but I enjoy watching her vlogs. She just is very talented, and just her daily life is like filled with making. So I've also, what else? That's the only thing I watched today. I'll watch other things later this afternoon and tonight, but I want to catch up with Mandy at Mandy Von Knits. She appears to be out of the hospital. She's posted a new vlog, so I want to watch her vlog and see how many sweaters she made in the last 2 weeks. She makes like a sweater a week. It's amazing. So she makes all these hats, and she's really focusing on color work right now. She's trying to like improve at color work, so let's see. Oh, we've been watching The Gentleman, I don't know, on Netflix. Looking at my husband, he's just nodding. I was like, which one is it? It's with that guy that was in the Theo James, I think his name is, and he plays a duke. He's like, his dad has died and left him the title in the house, and he has this brother who is just a train wreck, and his mom, and they are trying to keep their house afloat and all, but there's some, basically a grow house on the property that he didn't know, that people had talked his dad into, or they were paying his dad millions of dollars every year to let them grow marijuana on the estate, or, you know, whatever it's called, on the land, basically. And he finds out about it when he takes over, and he gets kind of sucked into it, and I don't know. It's pretty good though. It's very funny. So, it's a British show. So we've been watching that and really enjoying it. And hang on, knit around to 3 straight. Okay, I do this this same sock pattern or some slightly different variation every time I knit socks, and like basic socks, and you'd think I'd have it down by now. I'm like, I have no clue where I am in the sock pattern. So after I get around, I'm gonna pause you while I count, and then I'll be back. But I have one more round to go. Whew. Let's see. When I went to Starbucks, the one I wanted to go to the one with the drive-through, so I didn't have to get out of the car. And the one I usually go to that has a drive-through, it's like within walking distance, but if I happen to be in the car, that's the one I would go to. So I went, and the whole street in front of it is closed off. They're doing some major road construction right there, and I didn't know that, so I missed it, and I had to go like around the block a few times before I figured out how to get in. So, but the nice thing about that is a lot of people, well, like usually when I go there, if I go in the morning, the line is crazy long for the drive-through, and this time there was like 2 cars in front of me, and that's it, which was only because of the construction. So I hope that burrito is good. That burrito sounds really good, but I mean, the idea of the burrito sounds good, but whether it is good, we'll see. But I bet it is. It's hard to muck up a breakfast burrito. So, I mean, I guess you could, but it's pretty basic. So, I am feeling like I should really stick to knitting things with smaller needles. That sweater that I'm knitting, or not sweater, the t-shirt I'm knitting has a little bit larger needles, and I notice it hurts my hands. And like yesterday, I quit knitting on it because my hands were hurting. Oh, that reminds me. So I got the steroid shot in my wrist, well, right here, right there. It's been about 3 weeks or so. I think it worked. I don't have the pain anymore. So it was for my, there's some fancy name for it, but it's basically tendonitis in your thumb. And the first time I had it was in my right hand, and I had surgery for it. And I thought I was gonna do surgery again in my left hand. Eventually I'll have to, because eventually the steroid will wear off and I'll need another shot. Apparently I can get up to 3 shots. So I've already had the 1. But it worked. So I'm pretty sure it did, because I've not had pain since I got it. So that was good, because I was not looking forward. The only reason I gave in and got it was because I wouldn't have been able to get the I wouldn't have been able to get it surgically repaired before our big summer trip, and that was just not gonna work because of the amount of pain I was having, and I didn't want to be traveling with our grandson and family and having to pick him up and having to pick luggage up and all that stuff in the pain I was in. And when they said, we can do the surgery, but it's gonna take this long, I was like, no, we'll try the shot, and the worst thing that happens is it doesn't work, and then I'll call you and you can schedule me for surgery. But it worked, so I didn't call them to get scheduled. I'm like, I'll just see how long it lasts. So they said some people only need one, so maybe I'm not some people, but they said most people it will eventually wear off. So we'll see how it does. But since I've had it like a week after I got it, well, it was maybe like less than that. It was maybe like 5 days or so. A week after, no, 5 days after, I noticed I had no pain. So, did you know that, honey?
What?
Steroid shot, I think it worked. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, till it wears off. So even he doesn't believe it's gonna last forever. Oh well. Oh, Obie's back to begging. I'm almost at the end of this round, and then I'm gonna switch. I'm gonna pause you while I count. I have to get back to 64 stitches. I do 64 stitches. I also followed the Summerly pattern exactly, well, except for the one mistake I made. Well, not mistake, but the extra round that I did. But I follow that pattern exactly, and just to see if I would like it, and that would be my go-to pattern from now on. It's pretty good so far, but we'll see in the fit if I need to adjust anything. I don't really have a sock recipe yet. Like I should, because you know, my year of sock, so sock knitting that I'm doing now. We'll see though. Eventually I will come up with a recipe that is just for me. I also want to come up with a recipe that is just for my husband. All right, I'm gonna pause you now. I'll be back. I might let the dog out. My husband's staring at me. I gotta do some counting, and I don't want to do it while distracted. Okay, I'm back. I was actually gone longer than it took me to count because I did give in, let the dog out. So now the door is just cracked enough that he can stick his nose back in if he wants to. Also took a potty break, bathroom break, and count it. I have 2 more decrease rounds, and I need to throw in an extra decrease somewhere in the back because I'm off by a stitch, but I'm not worried about it. Okay. There. I was thinking maybe I'd go to a movie this week. Do you want to go to a movie this week, honey? He's just nodding. Apparently he's not talking to me. We might. So one of our very first dates, well, I guess it was our first date, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Was to a local independent movie house that, I mean, this was like more than 30 years ago. It's like 33 years ago, right?
Remains of the Day.
Yeah, we went to see Remains of the Day at this little art house theater, and then across the street to a place to have dinner, but that's beside the point. We found out that theater is going to be closing in July, so we want to go back and have one more theater experience there. So we're gonna, that will probably be, I don't know if we'll do that one this week or if we will find another week to do that. So we will see. What else? Trying to see. I don't have like a whole lot of knitting things. Sorry, I'm looking on my computer to look at some Ravelry things that I post, or I was interested in, or favored it this week, so I could tell you some of those things. Hang on, there I am. I found some, a couple sweaters, cardigans, and blankets and things that I found interesting this week. I also found some socks that had skulls on them. My daughter-in-law would love that. My problem is that I don't necessarily want to pay that much attention to my knitting of socks. So basic socks are usually what you're gonna get from me if I'm knitting socks. And if I have to do the skull ones, it will be color work. So you know, gotta be a little bit more attentive with those. So some, for those of you that have been around for a while, you know that last year I finally, like the light bulb went on in the sock knitting. Like I finally mastered the sock. I didn't master it, but at least I'm now knitting socks that I would wear myself, which I had issues with before because I've been knitting for a long time. Well, since my daughter was like, I don't know, like maybe 6 or 7, and she's now 23. And I had knit socks, but I never really like knit great socks or socks that fit well. And I finally did get it down last year. And I was buying a bunch of sock yarn every time we were traveling as like souvenir yarn, and then I realized that I really need to knit all that yarn. So I'm knitting it. This year I'm doing the lucky dip thing, like I said. Kid just walked in, so you might hear some back and forth. Yep, there's part of it. The 23-year-old just came in. She is in college. Hi. Okay. It's her early start day. Tuesdays, she has like an 8 a.m. class, and so she usually comes home about now and she goes to sleep. Where am I on this? Let's remember. Oh, slip. Oh, and I need to do an extra decrease. We remembered that much at least. Actually, I'm just going to put a random decrease in the back on the heel side of the sock because I'm off by 1. Like I have an odd number and not an even number of stitches, so I can't just do a regular one. Ooh, my husband just got up to go to the bathroom or eat lunch. I don't know what he's doing, but he ran into the table. I hate that when that happens. Are you looking for the burritos?
No.
Oh.
For something to drink.
Oh, okay. He's gonna be the guinea pig with the burritos, I think. I am now drinking water. I'm done with the coffee. So, I don't know, it wasn't very good. I don't really care for Starbucks coffee. The only reason I go there, like a lot of times when we're traveling and stuff, that's in airports or train stations or whatever, that's the way to, like, that's what they have, so. So I'm not a huge fan of Starbucks coffee, except when they do the the wintry ones that have, you know, like a whole pound of sugar in them. Those I will get during holidays. So I also don't like, I don't know, you know, I'm anti-Starbucks, anti-Amazon, all that, but I still go there. I have to do one more decrease round after this. I'm telling you so that I don't forget. So, oh, how is it, honey?
Very good.
He says the discounted yesterday's breakfast burrito that I got today is very good. I knew it would be. Was it still warm?
Yeah, warm enough. For breakfast.
I'm gonna have to go eat one after I'm done here. What do you all do with those little, like, when you have like little tiny ends, like something like this? See, like that? The little ends? Hello? I'm filming. people. Yeah, so these little ends are woven in, and that's just the tail of it. After you clipped it and you have that little tiny piece of basically yarn that you can't do anything with, I feel bad throwing them out. Like, I feel like there should be something I can do with them. I noticed that Hedgehog Fibers does do a thing where you can send those in to them, like you save them up until you have so much, like I can't remember what the minimum is, but then you mail that to them and they use it, they recycle it and use it in their yarn, and like their Tweety yarn or so, I can't remember what it is, but you have to, I don't know, hit a certain amount of, oh, the dog is mauling the college student kid because she is agitating him. Yes, this is my life. I don't know what the minimum is on that, but I don't think I've hit it. Or if I have, I don't know why I haven't just said, I'm gonna look it up right now while we're here. Hedgehog Fibers. There it is. I'm going, oh no, wrong place. Hang on, it's hard for me to, I had my little thimble ring on, and it's hard for me to type with that on my fingers. Okay, we'll look and see how much of that yarn I have to send in. Let's see. I don't remember where this is. Oh, there it is. Recycle with Hedgehog Fibers. Yeah, if you send them 20 grams or more, you get 10% off your first purchase. The most they will give you is 30% off. And you have to send it to Ireland. So you're paying really to ship it. And it doesn't really, oh yeah, it is for their Tweety yarn. They take all those scraps and mix it in when they're, I don't know how they do that. That would be interesting to learn more about. But yeah, just, I don't know, in my case, because I live in the US, like, then I'm paying money to ship it to Ireland, and the most I'm gonna get off is 30% off. I don't know. I think I will look and see. There must be somewhere in the US that I can send it to. We'll see. Okay. Oh. Dogs. When I'm done doing these decreases, I'm going to end this and go eat a breakfast burrito for lunch. Hungry. I'm actually thinking about making some blueberry muffins later. That will be funny because I don't usually cook. I do know how to cook, I just am not a fan of it. But I think I might actually go in the kitchen later and cook, which might cause my husband to have a heart attack because I usually only cook now for the grandbaby. I don't cook for anyone else because, well, my husband would eat it, but he likes to cook, so I just let him cook for all of us. My daughter, though, even she won't eat anyone's food but her boyfriend's. So, and she's a college student. She's, is gonna eat McDonald's and frozen pizza and things like that. I don't know quite why she is just still lingering about. Go! Get out! I will never be Allie on Little Drops of Wonderful with her family vlogs. Because her kids aren't doing what mine is. And she has no pets. So, like, the dog is... She shouldn't have a dog, like, mauling people. He's not really mauling anyone. He's just excitable boy. He doesn't like it when people leave, so he's, well, yeah, people in general, but particularly family members. He does not like it, and he does what he's doing now. So, ran across. We have a very long kind of entry hallway, and he chases you down and you're leaving. Doesn't sound as bad as it is. But it's almost like he's like, get back here, get back here. I don't know. The whole point of these knit natters is that I don't edit, that they're just like a stream of consciousness of me knitting and babbling about whatever I feel like talking about. And then you're knitting and you're having a drink and you're, you know, getting things done while listening to me do it. But this one is not going to be that way, because between kids and dogs, it's just crazy. At least my husband has, you know, I'd like him to occasionally speak, but he's over there like just shaking his head. Actually, now he's in the bathroom, so. Oh dear, this has been my life. Okay, I need to like focus. I've been watching a bunch of book vlogs lately, all kinds of them. And I mean, my favorite is Jack Edwards and Jack in the Box. He has 2 vlogs, but I bounce around to a bunch of different ones to get book recommendations. So I try to kind of alternate. If I'm gonna be watching back-to-back vlogs, I'll watch a knitting one. I'll watch a book one, and then I don't just sit there doing it constantly. I'm reading on my computer a lot of times, so I had to check to see where I was on this. Did I miss a increase? No, I didn't. No, did I? No, I did not. Sorry. Or decrease. Did I miss a decrease? Did not miss a decrease. The babbly things. My daughter is very excited because baseball season starts. Well, the regular season starts later this week. I think in like 2 days, I think. But she is very excited because she just loves baseball. So, and plus she has 2 jobs, but one of them is with the Colorado Rockies. She's employed by the team during the baseball season, so she is very excited to have it start up. So, I like it. I don't watch baseball, like I'll go to a game and stuff, but I won't like sit and watch it on TV or anything like that. But the main reason I like it is because spring is like the beginning of spring. I'm like, yeah, we love it because baseball's starting and it's beginning of spring, and you know, spring, summer, fall, those are my favorite seasons, and this kicks it all off. So I used to hate fall. I used to get really depressed in fall. I don't know, it's changed over the years. I don't know what changed that made me get over that seasonal depression that I'd have, because usually like once the weather changed and the light changed and all that, I would have a few months of just like be like seasonal depression, like ugh. But I have not had that the last few years, at least not noticeable. I mean, that I noticed. So I've actually come to really enjoy that time of year. And I'm not sure what it is, what changed that made it that way, but you know, guess it's just kind of part of getting older. Right amount of meds, I don't know. But yeah, I even like winter. I've gotten to enjoy more. I like all the seasons, but winter is not my favorite, only mainly because of the weather. But even now, because I don't necessarily go out, like I don't even go out like day to day. Like there will be times I will just never leave the house. And oh dear Lord, what did I just do? Put a decrease in where it wasn't called for, so let me fix that. Sorry. Okay. This is the problem I have every time I knit socks, is that I kind of lose track of where I am easily, and even though I have the markers to guide me and where the decrease has to be, I forget, does it go before or after the marker? So I'm always having to look at the pattern, which is fine. I mean, but you think after a year of feeling like I've mastered socks, I would know. I would be like, oh, I don't need to look at the pattern, but nope. So, okay, gonna be serious now. I'm gonna focus. Oh dear. Whew. Coming up, my next regular vlog, I will share the things that we did for my birthday. I will also talk about our time with Atticus. I will update you on the 4 projects I've been working on that are my whips. I think I started out the year saying I was only gonna have 3 whips, but then I changed it to 4 recently, like last week. Well, I've had 4 on since like February, and that was manageable. I felt like I wasn't feeling overwhelmed by that, and I was getting stuff done. So 4 is where it's gonna stay. And the only reason I had 4 on is because I took that class. I was knitting, you can go and look at it, but I had some videos on it. I was knitting the Andrea Mowry, sorry, I was just looking to see like another news alert. Yeah, but I was knitting the Tessellated Vest by Andrea Mowry, but as part of a class, and so I cast that on even though I already had 3 whips, so that's how I ended up going up to 4 whips. And then I went ahead and decided that 4 whips is manageable. I can just stick at 4, so stick with 4. So I was thinking, I think for Mother's Day I'm gonna ask for some yarn too. I've decided, like, and my husband loves this, I don't have to, like, he never knows what to get me as gifts, so I just tell him exactly what to get me, like, point it out, like, this is the yarn I want, or better yet, I'll buy it, you give it to me for the holidays, whatever the gift giving is. So I think I'm gonna do that again for Mother's Day, because that worked out really well. And I don't know, I've been looking at some Hue Loco. The reason I was looking at it and I'm kind of interested in doing more of it, they have a new geode collection that came out and it's really pretty. And in my case, it's local, not local, like they aren't in the same city as me, but we're in the same state. So they're Colorado. company. So we'll see. I might, maybe they will have like Mother's Day boxes or Mother's Day, that kind of thing. There, I planted that seed. If anyone knows someone who logo, I always want to say logo, but if anyone knows anyone there, let them know that a Mother's Day gift box, mystery gift box would be, with the Geo collection, would be perfect. So I'm just drinking water out of my boring swig mug. So okay, where am I? Oh, knit. All right, I'm gonna end this now. I have finally hit I've decreased the right number of stitches here, and I'm just getting into the knitting round and round and round for like a few inches. So I'm gonna go eat some lunch, eat my breakfast burrito, and if you want to, I would love it if you, oh, I totally forgot to mention this. I am doing a giveaway for my birthday. If you go back and watch the Saturday vlog well, actually, I think it posted on Friday, the 22nd of March. If you go watch that, there is a giveaway on there, and it would be great if you subscribed and entered the giveaway. And I don't have that thing to show you the yarn. If you are a US winner, though, you will get the yarn. If you are an international, if you're outside the US, I'll be sending you a free pattern up to $10, either on Ravelry or however you get your patterns. So Etsy, or I know there's other Ravelry like places there. If you send me a link, then that's what you get. So yeah, so go watch that, and then I will be back in a few days with another regular podcast where I will show you some finished socks, I'm pretty sure. And yeah, okay, I'm gonna let y'all go. Everyone keep knitting, or whatever it is you were doing while I was babbling away nonsensically, and we will talk to you Saturday.